Well, guys, is it safe to say Madrid are back? Um, they might be, right? At least for sure, Mbappe is, because a hat trick today is incredible. Um, yeah, they beat Real Sociedad 4-1, and let's get right into it. The first half, I mean, honestly, pretty boring. Both teams had a few opportunities, but neither of them capitalized on it until the very end. And both teams, for the majority of the game, or at least for the first half, just couldn't really seem to find themselves. They couldn't seem to find the final pass. Um, as I said, when they did get their opportunities, they just couldn't capitalize. And it just seemed like both teams weren't really in it in the beginning. But Madrid, as always, do Madrid things. If you give them enough opportunities, something's bound to go in. So they ended up getting their first goal. Um, and it was just the most Mbappe type of goal that it could possibly be, right? Beautiful slotted pass from Fede. And that pass was awesome because he was like falling down. So the fact that he was able to slot it perfectly to Mbappe was just, I mean, it was great. And Mbappe, as I said, did Mbappe things and he finished it the way Mbappe would, right? Perfectly placed shot to the top left corner. There was nothing the keeper could do about that shot. And it was a great goal. It was a great first goal. And from there, you kind of felt like maybe Madrid would get the ball rolling since it was just such a nice goal. Um, but Madrid did what they've done for the last two seasons, where they just as soon as they score, they kind of fall asleep at the wheel and they end up conceding themselves. So that is what happened. Sociedad, 5 minutes later, come right back and they score one of their own. And their goal, I don't really know what happened to Madrid's defense or midfield. It really just seemed like the Sociedad players just had all the time in the world once they got the ball over the top. And the ball ended up falling perfectly and they scored an equalizer. Truly, there was nothing Courtois could do about that. It was just, again, a deflected shot that went perfectly for the player. Carreras couldn't get there in time to defend. And you have 1-1, right? And then both these teams go into halftime. And I don't know what happened in that locker room, but Jose Mourinho said something. He did something, right? Because something just changed and something clicked. And I don't know if this is from now on what we're going to see from Madrid, but if it is, it's a good Madrid, right? Because something that happened that I haven't seen these last two seasons is that the players were just happy to play for each other, right? Lately, it's just been a bunch of ego. It's felt like every time Madrid plays, they just not, no one runs for each other, no one's making moves for each other. um, Madrid have kind of just been trying to skate on individual brilliance. But this second half was not that. They were playing for each other, they were moving for each other, and they were happy doing it. It was just really weird to see because, again, it's been so long since we've seen something like that. But they pulled it off, and once they got the ball rolling in the second half, Sociedad couldn't do anything. Real Madrid was just piling on, and um, before you know it, 4 goals, right? 4-1. And Mbappe just, with that hat trick, all the goals were really nice. And we're going to talk about the player performances and the reason why those goals happened. But every single goal was well deserved, and Madrid worked hard for them, and they played football, total football for once, something we haven't seen. They were just, like I said before, playing for each other, and it was really cool to see. But let's get right into these player performances, and we could talk a little more about some of the standouts and everything like that. So we'll briefly talk about Courtois. 6.8. I feel like it's a little harsh because he did put in some good saves, but I know with FootMob, if he concedes a goal or if a goal is conceded, he takes a hit. So I thought Courtois really did what he was supposed to. It's almost unfortunate that he conceded a goal because, like I said, he made some really good saves, but the goal that did go in, there's really nothing he can do about that one, right? I don't even think he made an attempt to save it because it was just such a shot that was so quick, and he, couldn't really do much about it. So 6.8, kind of a bummer. Dumfries, I feel like I still don't quite understand it. I don't. I don't feel like he really adds much to the team. He does a lot of back passing. Every time he had the ball, that was kind of just what was expected. It was almost predictable to know that he'd take a couple touches forward and then find himself kicking the ball backwards. So I was not impressed at all with Dumfries, and I wasn't impressed with him in the first game either. I don't understand what he's doing there when Real Madrid has a player like Trent. Trent is such an insane creator, and I think more creators is still what this Madrid team needs. But if you have a player like Trent on the field, Arda Güler on the field, I feel like that changes everything. So I still just don't understand Dumfries. I don't know why he's there. I feel like he's the perfect rotational player, right? If Trent is injured or if he's tired second half, I feel like that's when Dumfries can come in because then he adds that press that he moves into spaces, and that is a benefit of having him. But I just feel like starting him and keeping him the whole game pretty much just was a little interesting. I still don't understand it. Konate, my goodness, I feel like this guy is going to end up being one of the key signings of the summer for Real Madrid. His defending for the last two games has been insanely impressive. He's definitely a solid defender, and I feel like Madrid have a good one there, which is something they haven't had, right? A consistent center back these past couple seasons with the injuries to Militao. Raul Asenio, I've always thought was just an awful player. Hoyson, that's who we can talk about next. I feel like he was there today, right? He did everything he needed to do. Nothing stand out. Nothing super negative. One of the issues I have with Hoyson that I still think is gonna kind of you know burden him through the season, and hopefully he turns it around. But I just feel like he's not good at reading the game. I feel like he ends up finding himself not in the correct positions at times. But overall today, solid performance. Nothing negative to really say. Carreras, man, I don't. I'm not a fan of him as a player. You know what I mean? I haven't seen him really do anything for Madrid that is just stand out. Today was a day where I just felt like he was there, but I didn't really see him do anything too crazy. Um, Now let's talk about the midfield. Now, Bernardo Silva, another signing for Real Madrid. It's kind of interesting. I felt like with today's game and also last week's game, I haven't noticed him. Right? It's kind of weird. While I'm watching them play, I feel like he's a player that just goes very unnoticed for me. And that's not to say that he's bad by any means, right? Like I said, I just haven't noticed him. I'm sure he's helping and I'm sure he's benefiting. As far as being that like controlling midfielder, um, that I think they were hoping to get, and what kind of I think Bernardo Silva is supposed to be since Real Madrid didn't get Rodri. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet, but I don't think he's had bad performances either, right? I haven't noticed him performing badly or just anything, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with Bernardo Silva. Valverde, I mean, the guy's just a workhorse as always. Did what he needed to do. Got an awesome assist. His assist was really, really beautiful. Like I said, a perfect pass to Mbappe and just letting Mbappe do what Mbappe does. Now, Vinny with an assist today and a goal. His goal was a tap in. His goal was really just nothing that he did. Right, he was just at the right place at the right time. Another player is really what made that goal happen. We're going to talk about him next, but I think the cool thing with Vinny is with that assist today and with that tap in goal, even though it was just a tap in, this is something that might change the way he's been lately. Because as we all know, Vinny has not been Vinny for a while, right? Just bad performance after bad performance, and I still don't think today was a great performance by any means. But what I'm saying is that he did get an assist and he did get a goal, and maybe that changes something in his brain where he becomes more confident moving forward. So I guess we'll see, right? But he did nail a goal and he did get an assist. So overall, good performance from Vinny. Now, this next player is the player that I want to talk about the most, and it's Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham is without a doubt, the best midfielder in the world. And it's not even close. Like, there's no questions at all. And I'll tell you guys, as a Barca fan, that is factually true. It's not even close. Jude Bellingham, I watch all of Real Madrid games, even though I am a Barca fan. I love watching both teams play. Right, I'm by no means a Real Madrid hater. Do I enjoy when they lose to us? Barcelona, of course, right? As I'm sure every Barcelona fan does enjoy that. But I love watching Real Madrid play too. I mean, truly, it's. I love watching both teams, and I do have a favorite, but both teams I enjoy. And the reason I bring that up is because Jude Bellingham is one of the big reasons why I love watching Real Madrid. I think ever since he's been there, um, he's been a phenomenal player. Um, some people talk about him having an off season last season, but Real Madrid had an off season last season and the season before that. So I don't really think you can put that on Jude. I don't think any of the Madrid players were all that great, right? But Jude is always, to me personally, is just he's always someone to watch. He's always so entertaining. I feel like he embodies that perfect footballer, right? I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. And today, I mean, he was just unstoppable. He was the player to have on your team if you wanted to win, right? He is. I mean, I said Fede was a workhorse, but this guy, my goodness, is just above that, right? He did everything. That assist that he gave to Vinny, I almost wish Jude somehow got a goal from that, because that play to barge through the defenders and just fight through everything and hold the ball, and then to be able to find that pass to Vinny was just, I mean, it's phenomenal. He's an amazing player, and I can't say enough good things about Jude Bellingham. And I will always be excited to watch him play. And I think he's going to have just a killer season. And I hope he does, right? With these last couple performances, um, Jude Bellingham is the man. That guy is the guy to watch in Real Madrid. I mean, I love it. So amazing performance from Jude Bellingham today. Arda Güler, overall good performance. It was definitely not a performance like last week when they played Espanyol, but it was a very good performance either way. I mean, Arda is, I feel like, a very reliable player for Real Madrid this season, and I hope he continues to get minutes, because he is such a young talent, and I think that he is just going to become, as he gets older and older, just an amazing midfielder that can be heavily relied upon. So I'm hoping he gets more and more minutes. I feel like a lot of people talk about him and Jude not working together, and how it's, only one of them will be able to get minutes this season. I don't think that's true. I feel like playing him the way they have been these last two games, I feel like it can work. Arda Güler is a special player too, like I said. So just hopefully they keep playing him, man, because he can really be something for Real Madrid. Now, of course, we are going to talk about Mbappe. Um, I mean, he's the Golden Boot winner for a reason, right? The Pichichi winner for a reason. This guy with a hat trick in his second game, and his hat trick was, I know a lot of people like to say negative things about Mbappe, and he's a penalty merchant and this and that. Well, this guy scored nothing but just three beautiful goals. He scored three perfect goals, three Mbappe goals, right, to make that hat trick, and nothing short of brilliant today from Kylian. Um, and I mean, I don't even think it was a question, but if you had to, like, if anyone had a debate on who would be winning the Golden Boot this year again, and your answer wasn't Kylian, I think you're insane. This guy is gonna just, you can tell. I mean, if the games continue happening like this and he keeps playing like this guy's gonna just, shatter goals this season, and he showed that today as to why he is the Pichichi winner, and I think he will win it again. I mean, I'm almost positive he will. All the goals he scored today, the first one, like I had mentioned, was just the most Kylian type goal, where he is able to find that touch to separate himself from the defenders and then just place it perfectly. I mean, what a beautiful goal to the top left corner. Um, I mean, yeah, it was an Mbappe goal, right? So all of his goals were awesome, and FootMob giving him a 9.8. I think that's totally fair. I think it's fair for all Real Madrid players to just get a rating boost, because at that second half something changed. Like I mentioned, Jose really woke these players up and said something that just made everyone click together, and it was awesome to see. So kudos to them, winning 4-1 today against Sociedad. Um, as I mentioned, as a Barca fan, um, I do want Madrid to do well this season, right? I think La Liga is so fun to watch when you have these two and sometimes even three, right? If Atleti do good too. I like when the top teams are playing and the title race is actually close and the big teams go back and forth. I love the game for entertainment, right? It is so fun when you can see two prime teams or even three or four prime teams fighting for that top position in La Liga. I feel like La Liga gets hated upon, especially a lot by Premier League fans, that there's just not a lot of talent in La Liga. Um, and I feel like sometimes there are seasons where it is like that, right? One team just kind of dominates, or it's just two back and forth. Um, so I always like that as someone who watches to be entertained. I like when both teams do well and multiple teams do well in La Liga, so that it's actually a fun title race, right? It makes it more exciting. It makes every game that much more exciting because there's something to play for. So yeah, as a Barca fan, I can gladly say that I love for Madrid to be doing good, and they're always entertaining to watch for me. So I will continue to watch their games. But today, great job by Jose Mourinho for waking up these players at halftime and just, they came out and they showed out. So super cool, super, like I said, kudos to them. 4-1. That's a great win. That's a great win for them. Another 3 points. So I'm sure all the Madrid fans are happy and they got their big win. So we'll see how they continue, guys. But I'll catch you guys on the next one, where we talk about Barcelona as they play tomorrow. So catch you guys then.